had a remarkable game for the wrong reasons.
Well, yeah, just what a shambles we were second half. Nobody sees that coming, but it's just so frustrating. I thought first half we were superb. We wanted to start fast. We wanted to try and get our noses in front, and I thought we were outstanding in that first half. We were organised. Opposed looked to threat every time we got on the ball middle third, caused them all sorts of problems with the strikers. Scored 3 goals, and then to come out and put in that second half performance is, I don't want to use the word unforgivable, but as near to that as you can get. Because listen, we said, I've stood here many times and defended, the players, and they've been absolutely outstanding this year. They really, really have. We've put together an unbelievable run. Spoke a lot about confidence, mentality. I'm not having what I saw there second half. I will not tolerate that. I've absolutely worked my what's off in the last 3 months. I remember in December standing in front of you many times when we were poor and taking all the pelters myself, which is my job to do. But when the players come out and put in a performance like that second half, then I've got a duty to tell them that that's on them, and it is on them, because we've conceded a second home game in a row. We've come out after being told not to start slow, not to give them a goal, give them a way back into the game. A couple of minutes in, he swivels in the box when we've got plenty of bodies around him, and he tucks it away. And just the way that our body language and the way that we were defensively, organisationally, we were a shambles. With the ball, didn't retain it, showed no composure whatsoever, and any set plays we had, quality was poor. And I just can't put my finger on why that second half's come. And of course they then go and get the second goal with 15 minutes plus stoppage on the clock, and of course all the momentum's then with them. And we've naturally got a few tired bodies out there because we put so much into the game on Friday. But that'd be me standing here giving them an excuse, and I won't accept excuses. The only thing I would say about the third and the fourth goals, the third goal, there's a foul on Dylan Crowe right in front of the linesman. I don't know how he's not given it, but we've still got to deal with the ball that comes in the box better. And the lads are saying that there's a foul on Tommy Hughes for the fourth goal where he's put his head down to clear it. The lads kicked him in the head, but we should never have got 3-0 up at half time. We should never have got in that situation, and we've only got ourselves to blame.
And that after games against the top 2 where you've looked pretty solid, haven't you, and worked really hard, and then to ship 4 is quite remarkable in the second half.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we've allowed that second half to happen. We've been in an unbelievable run. We've worked so hard, and we've been so proud of that run. We really wanted to keep it going for as long as we could. And to go and give away them goals is criminal, really. Criminal. Conceded 6 goals and 5 clean sheets in our last 11 games. We're going to ship 4 in 45 minutes. 3 in the last 15. And we've played obviously Scunthorpe, we played Tamworth, we played Brackley, Alfreton, Chester, all teams at the top end of the league in that run, and we've gone and let it end with a second half display like that.
I know you're not one to look at tables immediately after games, but a win today could have made it very comfortable, and it going into the last 4, and now it's just 1 or 2 little question marks again.
Yeah, well, listen, we've only got ourselves to blame. Before the game, I said to the players, depending on obviously what goes on elsewhere, you've got opportunity, if we can get 3 points, to potentially go 10 points at a Rushall, who occupy that final spot. Obviously, I still don't know how any of the other results have gone, to be honest. But that's a massive incentive. Opportunity to climb above Southport, maybe. Opportunity to get close to Buxton, and going into today they were 8 points in front of us. We had a game more to play. If you can beat them, and then you're closer, and for us to go and put in that performance second half, I just can't put my finger on it. And I felt that type of half performance had gone. You know, I really did, and obviously it's still loitering about somewhere, and I just won't put up with it.
So job not done. Pressure on. Soul searching for the next few days because it's Banbury up next. And
Yeah. Well,
they're struggling.
There's always pressure on. But pressure, you have your own pressure. If you've got your own self-pride and your own expectations, you put pressure on yourself to be the best you can be every day and every game. I thought we were outstanding. We have been outstanding for 11 and a half games, and that 45 minutes, I thought that had gone. And for us to allow that to happen, I'm struggling to put my finger on it. It's not through a lack of information. There'll be no team better prepared than my team. All the things we say to the lads at half time, it's all the probably cliches you'd expect every man and his dog to say. Don't let them score an early goal because it might give them a way back into the game. Don't go deep. Don't do this. Don't do that. Try and ask a few questions of them early doors. If you get a fourth, you might get one or two more because the game's completely gone. And again, we go and give away a soft goal 2-3 minutes in, and from there we just struggle to get going. And obviously we can't allow that to creep back in these last 4 games because we still need points.
Been a remarkable run, obviously 11 leading up to this. The game before that was obviously a 4-0 defeat. Hopefully you'll get the same reaction.
Well,
after this one.
Yeah, I want a reaction. Because I think I stood here a couple of games ago maybe, and I was asked about next season, and I said that I felt because of what we've done in the last 3-4 months that we might not need to do as much next year. But I've now got 1 or 2 question marks back in my mind, and the players need to know that because I've come here to try and keep the club up, which I'm still confident we will do. But we were 45 minutes away from being nearly home and dry there, and we've again still don't know what the other results beneath us were, but we've let that slip today. And if results beneath us have gone against us, which I'm guessing by your reactions they have, well then we've put ourselves right back in the mix again, and that's just our own fault. We can't blame anybody but ourselves for that. So we'll be in working hard. There'll be no day off on Wednesday. We'll be in, and we'll be reviewing that performance. And we've got another massive game now on Saturday at Banbury, another team that are scrapping for the points. But I don't want to be managing this team in a relegation scrap next year. I want to be managing this team competing at the opposite end of the division. And we're not going to do that if we've got that half of football in us every now and again. If we'd have come out today and just been second best for 90 minutes and just had a bad day, maybe looked a little bit jaded, a bit fatigued, then sometimes you can get that. But we were at it first half, and with the mentality, we've allowed that to creep in second half, and that's just not something that I want to be associated with.
Does it change what you do ahead of Banbury with them? You said you're going to review it. Is that sit everybody down and look at a video of the game?
Well, we always watch the games back anyway, so we won't do anything. Too different, but we need to obviously we need to review and discuss that second half and understand why it happened, because that I don't want a repeat of that.
You could have gone into that game with a little bit of pressure. You think you are now the team under pressure on Saturday at Banbury, or is it equal?
Well, I think their position's a lot bleaker than ours, and they're the home side, so I'd probably say that there's more pressure on them. But we have pressure on us every single game. I think as a full-time team in this league, you have a target on your back, and the target's been even bigger because we've been at the bottom of the league, and we've worked really hard to get ourselves into the position that we're in, and we were outstanding in the first half, and we've allowed that second half to creep upon us, and now it makes the game on Saturday even bigger.
How do you feel on a personal level? Because you obviously hurt him a lot.
Yeah.
And it's been 11 and a half games where really you've dug in and done well.
And,
everybody's got behind you. And
Yeah.
then, as you say, 1/2 of the game, a lot of that, I wouldn't say been destroyed, but it's been eroded.
I feel let down right now. That I'm angry, and I feel let down. off that second half performance. That's exactly how I feel. And I reiterate, I've studied this so many times. Your job as a manager is you take the brunt. There's been times where we've been poor and I stand here and take it. I think there's been times where I've stood here when the team's been poor with players in that are no longer at the club who I didn't really fancy and I knew were no good for us, and I've still stood here and took the brunt because that's the responsibility that you take as a manager. But I like this team and we've been doing brilliantly and they're good lads, but they've let themselves, I think myself and the supporters down in that second half. And if any of them don't like that, well then they've got to deal with it because that's just the truth. You can't have plaudits all the time, and they've had loads of that because they've been brilliant. But if you put in a performance like that, then you've got to take the rough with the smooth in life. And I'm sure they'll be hurting as much as I am, and hopefully they'll put some of that frustration and hurt into the way that they play on Saturday.
You said that you had plans for the summer, and this may have changed them. If you go out and win your remaining games, is that today's second half still going to be with you at the end of the season?
I don't know. We'll have to see how they do in the last 4 games.
Even if they won, you'd probably still have a doubt.
I don't like losing.
I tell that.
I don't like losing. I can accept getting beat if I think my team's put everything in and done everything that's been asked and the information that they've been given. But when they go completely off script and just lose all discipline and organisation, concentration, urgency to get up to the ball and make the opposition make mistakes, it hurts even more. And certainly when you're 3-0 up and you lose, that really hurts.